Day. That's KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. And this is what you hear every day from noon till 2. Don't miss the Cheryl Underwood Show.
It's the jump off. Welcome to the Cheryl Underwood Show.
That's what I'm talking about, Courtney Black. Where are we going, Kyle Irving?
George R. Smith College in Sedalia, Missouri. It was open from 18.
It's Courtney Black with the facts on Cheryl Underwood Radio, and you are in the entertainment segment with Courtney and Kyle. It's time for a social media shout out. Today I'm shouting out from Instagram my girl Donna Webster. What's up, Donna? We appreciate you, girl. If you want me to shout you out, follow us on Instagram at Cheryl Underwood Radio.
You are listening to KUAW Radio, home of the all-new Jamal Bakes Show, and I'm Jamal Bakes, and thank you so very much for listening to the station bringing you talk, news, entertainment that you won't get anywhere else. KUAWN, of and about our community.
This is comedian Janelle Banks, and you are listening to KUAW, Kansas City.
This weekend is the last weekend before Thanksgiving, and on Blues Time in the City.
You say I be bashing men's.
Man bashing? That's Miss Jody. Man bashing. She's talking this weekend, and Tina.
Oh man, excuse me. Glad to be here with you. Let me ease this down on you. A little bit of the art of invention. Hey, this is your host, Louis George Walker, and I'd like to welcome you to the BFTAA and More show right here on Kansas City's global community radio station. Yeah, that's right. This is KUAW, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom in Kansas City, Missouri, and the BFTAA and More show. Yes, I'm your host, and I'd like to welcome you. If you want to join in with us, if you want to call in, remember you can call on 816-599-6893. That's 816-599-6893. Give us a call. We'll be glad to talk with you. Also, if you want to oops, I got to turn this down. Hearing other noises in the background there. Also, if you want to email us, kuaw985@gmail.com. But you can join us on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch. We're all over the place, and we're just trying to spread ourselves as much as we possibly can. Also, our audio side, if you're listening on our audio tuner right now, it's on the TuneIn app. You go to the TuneIn app and search KUAW, and you'll find us there. So, yes, we're here, and we're ready to have a great day. I tell you, it's been a mixed-up day for me. I went around half the day thinking it was Tuesday when it's Monday. Don't ask me how I got off like that, but somehow or another, that's what I was thinking, and I got to apologize because I kind of missed a couple of things that I was supposed to do. So to our friend, comedian Janelle Banks, I apologize to you, but we'll be getting back with you as soon as possible. Yes. So, yeah, I don't know. It's one of them weeks. I hope this isn't a harbinger of what's going to be happening all week long, but we're going to keep on soldiering on with the show. So thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, and you can give us a call, 816-599-6893. If you've been having a Monday like my Monday, give me a call. Let me know how it's been going for you. I appreciate to hear if somebody else is into it just about as bad as I am. But we've got some things to go over. A little bit of news and information. We got things from NASA, which we always do as our National Aeronautics and Space Administration. We like to stimulate our young people with the ideas of things that they could do in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. STEM is what we're about here at KUAW. We are a part of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association in partnership with the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, located at 4510 East Linwood Boulevard. So, yeah, you can stop by. Well, you can't stop by now because there really ain't nothing going on since we have this COVID thing happening. But check us out on the web. Go to our webpage at www.bftaa, that's for the Black Family Technology Awareness Association.org. So www.bftaa.org, or you can go to www.kuaw.org. Also, the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center in Kansas City. So we work together. We're in partnership, and we try to bring science, technology, engineering, and math, also doing tutoring, a lot to help the youth in the city and to work with families in the city. So it's all about the village. It's all helping each other to make things a little bit better. I'd like to give a big shout out to Miss Ina Montgomery too. Ina had a virtual STEM fair for young black men, high school age black men. She's done this a couple of times, but to get the black males, the young boys, the males interested in STEM. So she had an event that was virtual, was done online, working with UMKC, working with Central Missouri State University, the Lee Summit School District, and the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. We were a presenter at this event, and it was really nice to talk with some of the young people that we talked with, and we did some a project, and we had them work with our virtual robot to see about programming it. Hats off to our head robotics coach, Mr. Miguel Fernandez. He came on and he did 3 presentations with the kids in the morning. So he ran that morning show and really had the young people involved in it, and it was really good. So, you know, if your kids haven't been doing anything or need a little bit more, especially if they like robotics, if they like the technology type things, have them get in touch with us. The Black Family Technology Awareness Association, we're doing a little bit of virtual robotics right now. And that's, you know, not our favorite thing, because we like the hands-on. We like to work with the young people together, so that we're learning, we're knowing that they're getting what we're telling them about, and that they get some mentorship and a little bit of teamwork by working together. But we can't do that right now, so we're working with the kids or doing some work virtually. So our virtual robotics program, we're going to try and kick that off. It seemed to interest the young people that were working with it. So, hey, we're going to do what we can to just kind of keep reaching our young people. We're going to come back and tell you a little bit more about what's going on in the news and how you can help support the KUAW radio here and the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. So stay tuned. But right now, we're going to let you know a little bit about what's going on at NASA. We do this every week. So this week in NASA, and we've got a little extra that we're going to impart to you also. So let's check this out with what's going on this week at NASA. If I can find it here. I think it can. Yes. It's somewhere on my computer. At least I thought it was on the computer. I think I had the NASA. And maybe I don't. All right, we'll go right here.
The Vice President introduces the Artemis team of astronauts, progress on hardware for upcoming Artemis missions, and the science priorities for our next human mission on the moon. A few of the stories to tell you about this week at NASA. On December 9th, we announced 18 NASA astronauts that will form the Artemis team to help pave the way for the next astronaut missions on and around the moon as part of our Artemis program. Vice President Mike Pence introduced the team and made remarks during the 8th National Space Council meeting at our Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
Really is amazing to think that the next man and the first woman on the moon are among the names that we just read, and they may be standing in the room with us right now. My fellow Americans, I give you the heroes of the future who will carry us back to the moon and beyond, the Artemis generation.
NASA will announce flight assignments for Artemis Team astronauts later, with additional Artemis Team members, including international partner astronauts, joining this group as needed. While testing and preparations continue for next year's uncrewed Artemis 1 mission to the Moon, technicians at our Michoud Assembly Facility are simultaneously manufacturing the Space Launch System core stages for the Artemis 2 and Artemis 3 missions. All the main core stage structures for Artemis 2 are being outfitted with electronics, feed lines, propulsion systems, and other components, while a process called friction stir welding is being used to assemble the core stage structures for Artemis 3. On December 7th, NASA released a report defining the agency's science priorities for the Artemis 3 mission. The priority science goals include a better understanding of fundamental planetary processes that operate across the solar system and beyond, a greater knowledge of how the Moon formed and evolved, and characterizing the origin, movement, and preservation of water and other resources on the Moon. The report is available online at nasa.gov/reports. An upgraded Spacex Dragon resupply spacecraft arrived at the International Space Station on December 7th with more than 6,400 pounds of science investigations, a new airlock, and other cargo, just one day after launching from our Kennedy Space Center. Less than a month after launching to space, the joint U.S.-European Sentinel-6 Michael Freilich satellite has sent back some of its first sea level measurements. The satellite will move into its operational orbit by mid-December, then spend the next 6 to 12 months checking the data it collects. It's also monitoring atmospheric conditions that will help improve weather and hurricane forecasts. Highlights from the virtual American Geophysical Union meeting include findings that the Solar Orbiter mission, a collaboration between the European Space Agency and NASA, is making the first direct connections between events at the solar surface and what's happening in interplanetary space around the spacecraft. Data from the mission have provided new insights into so-called solar campfires that crop up on the surface of the Sun, solar wind and space weather, and disintegrating comets. NASA is remembering U.S. Air Force pilot General Chuck Yeager, who passed away December 7th. In addition to his military service during World War II, he may be best known for becoming the first person to fly faster than the speed of sound as an aeronautical test pilot in October 1947. In a statement, NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine said, "Yeager's achievements advanced America's abilities in the sky, set our nation's dreams soaring into the jet age and the space age, and will guide us for generations to come." That's what's up this week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, follow us on the web at nasa.gov/twan.
Oh, there we go. Get the voice back in there. Yeah, that's what's going on this week at NASA. So looking at a little news, I'm going to get back. I've got another video, a new one from NASA that I wanted to run. I don't know that I'm going to be able to hear it right now, and I want you to check this out. But this is, well, it's a new one. Check it out yourselves, and let me know what you think about this. I'm going to start running a few of other videos that are from NASA so that we can get a little more space information. So check this one out and let me know what you think. I appreciate it. Oops, that's not it. Let's see if I can get it up for you. There we go. We'll get there in a minute.
Upgraded Cargo Dragon delivered more than 6,400 pounds of research, crew supplies, and hardware. The autonomous docking was a first for the Cargo Dragon and was monitored by astronauts Kate Rubins and Victor Glover aboard the station. The Cargo Dragon will join the Dragon Resilience that delivered the Crew 1 astronauts to the station last month, marking the first time there are two Dragon spacecrafts docked to the station simultaneously. The Cargo Dragon will spend approximately 1 month attached to the space station before returning to the Earth with cargo and research. CRS-21 delivered exciting science investigations that will help us understand the human body and how we adapt to different environments. The effect of microgravity on human brain organoids will observe the response of brain organoids to microgravity. Brain organoids are small living masses of cells that interact, grow, and can survive for months. They help us understand how larger systems react to changes in the environment. The investigation will expose the organoids to microgravity for 3 weeks in the Space Tango Lab. NASA is always preparing for further exploration, and 2 investigations delivered on CRS-21 will make that exploration possible. The Bioasteroid Investigation will study the process of how microbes form layers on the surface of asteroidal material and how the microbes alter the release of elements from the rocks. Bioasteroid will also study biofilm formation and elemental release in microgravity to investigate how space conditions ultimately affect microbe and mineral interactions in space. Deep space exploration will require human space habitats, and the brazing of aluminum alloys in space investigation, or subbrains, will examine a potential tool for the construction of human space habitats. Liquid metal formed during a process called brazing bonds materials at temperatures above 450 degrees Celsius. The results of this investigation could enable brazing in space structures and repairs. Keep sending in your questions using the hashtag AskNASA, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
For more space.
All right. Yeah, that was a new one. I'm going to try and get that. Let me see. I got to shut that
Welcome
down.
to Space to Ground. I'm Sandra Jones. This week, preps are underway for the upcoming Spacex cargo resupply mission.
All right. There we go. We got them quiet for a minute. All right. Yeah, that's a new one. Space to Ground is what it's called, from NASA, giving us a little bit more every week news that is going on. Space to Ground. So we're going to be checking that out in the future. You'll be seeing a lot more of those episodes of Space to Ground. And I think it'll be helpful, and we can learn something. So yeah, keep watching KUAW. We're always looking for new content and new ways to get people interested in STEM, in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So be sure and just continue to check us out. And if you have any ideas of some stuff that we can use, if you know some programs, you know some people doing some things in the community that are working with STEM, working with technology, and that we'd like to acknowledge them, you would like to acknowledge them, we'd like to help you out with that. So submit the names or give us a call, post them on Facebook. Let us know the people that are some STEM workers in the community that we can recognize. We may want to get them on the air and talk to them, STEM teachers, science teachers, math teachers, any of that. But let's talk in the community about what's going on in STEM. I think that'll be very enlightening for a lot of us, for me, and I'm always looking to pick up new information if I can, from wherever I can and stuff, so I would appreciate it. Yes, I was just looking, as somebody said that Barr resigned, so I'm going to go through, I was looking through our Attorney General, William Barr, that worked real close with Donald Trump, is leaving office. He's worked with Trump. It says William Barr to step down as Attorney General before Christmas. So this just came out not too long ago, just a few minutes ago. And let me read a little bit of what's on it. It says Attorney General William Barr, and this is from NPR, National Public Radio, that I'm getting this information. Let's see, Ryan Lucas reported it. But it says Attorney General William Barr, an outspoken proponent of conservative values and an expansive view of presidential power, will leave office before Christmas, President Trump announced in a tweet Monday afternoon. Trump said he and Barr had a very nice meeting at the White House and that their relationship has been a very good one. Deputy Attorney General Jeff Rosen will become the acting Attorney General, Trump said. So, boy, he's getting out of there pretty quick. In a letter to the president, Barr said he is proud to have played a role in Trump's administration and said he would depart December the 23rd. So that's like 9 days. Woo, Man, that's short. No, he didn't even give him 2 weeks' notice. Or was he fired? Not sure. It says early this month, Barr said the DOJ, that's the Department of Justice, found no evidence of widespread election fraud, directly contradicting President Trump's baseless claims that the election was stolen by the Democrats. Ahead of the election, Barr had stood by the president, repeating his unsubstantiated claims that mail-in voting was ripe for fraud. In less than 2 years on the job, Barr emerged as perhaps the most divisive attorney general in recent memory for a series of controversial actions, including his handling of special counsel Robert Mueller's report on the Russia investigation and his repeated false claims about the integrity of mail-in voting. But his legacy will forever be stamped by his role leading the forceful removal of peaceful protesters from Lafayette Park in the summer of 2020 to clear the way for a presidential photo op in front of a nearby church. So, Attorney General Barr, even though he was the attack dog for President Trump and really, stood up for the president, was right there with whatever the president said to do, did say that he didn't find any problems with the election, no fraud, anything like that from his investigation. And a lot of people think that's what got him on Trump's bad side. And ever since he had made that statement, it's been rumored, or people were waiting to see how much longer he would be around. So evidently today they got that to a head, and in 9 days he's out of here. December 23rd will be his last day. So, yeah, that's not giving 2 weeks' notice if you're getting ready to resign, and he wants to spend time with his family for Christmas and New Year's and George Washington's birthday and Labor Day and 4th of July and all of that, because he'll be out of there. But yeah, it just seems like Trump is, or President Trump is still cleaning house, his enemies. He doesn't suffer people that don't, that disagree with him well. So, you don't disagree with him, or you don't agree with him, or you contradict something that he said to try and correct it. And that's a good way to get on his bad side and out the door. But it looks like, and according to the news that I was watching before I came in here, with the electoral voting done, is that it's been reaffirmed again that Joe Biden, President-elect, and Kamala Harris will be taking office January the 20th. So we don't know if how Trump is going to react to the fact that the electoral vote went in favor of Biden, or is he still going to try and push something on the Congress? I heard a couple of one of the congressmen talking about, it was in the paper, stuff that they would try and come up with an alternative group of electors for the 4 states that they feel really turned against Trump, or their ballots shouldn't be counted, and that this alternate slate would be able to take place and vote for Trump if their legislation or whatever they're trying to do. And I don't know what it is. Probably a lot of people don't know what it is. But there's still some in Congress that are wanting to say that we've got to let this play all the way through. And I guess it means as long as the president says he's won, then they're not going to disagree with him as long as he's president. It's almost like who has the nerve to say the emperor has no clothes. Some of them are just, we know it and we can see that he is lost, but we're not going to say it. Nobody's going to say it. So the whole town is going to cheer him on and really get behind him and stuff, and nobody wants to tell him that, hey, it's over. Or a lot don't want to tell him. There's been some that have been saying that, but it's a lot of people that don't, and they're not saying it. So we've got a president that's, as Karl Rove said, he's a sore loser. And, if you lose, you lose. Nobody's found anything wrong, and we don't believe that there was anything wrong with the election. And, he doesn't want to go with it. And it's his prerogative. But wow, surely different up there. But hey, that's it. Now, I want to tell you, we've got a couple of shows. I'm going to be adding some, tentative plans for new shows on our calendar. So if you go to our webpage, www.kuaw.org, I'm going to start posting the people we're talking to see about getting shows together. And I'm going to be getting with our team here. We're trying to get new stuff together for January so that we can come into the new year with a new KUAW radio. Yes. We're going to have one of our supporters is coming in. He wants to help learn and work around the computers. I want to do some rewiring, some recabling of some of the equipment and get it where it is easier to operate, easier to train new people on, and make it a little more user-friendly. Right now, a lot of people, say, well, we kind of got everything put together in bits and pieces because that's the way we accumulated it. This isn't a item that grew, but it's something that we just kind of put it together as we got pieces in and stuff. So we're going to work on that. Probably try and do that a little bit over the Christmas break between Christmas and New Year. So there may be a couple of days that we'll be off the air. Well, we won't be off the air totally because we do have a server. So our audio side will be going 24/7. You just may not see any live broadcasts. So if you don't see us doing much live on a day, be sure and go to the audio side because that has a backup server that makes sure that we're constantly putting something out, and that's at the TuneIn app, or if you go to our webpage, www.kuaw.org. So if you go there, there's a play button. If you push the play button, you'll hear KUAW radio. So if we're off the air while we're doing some of this rewiring for a couple of days, go to our audio side. And if you're in your car or even at your house, if you've got one of those smart Google speakers or a Portal or anything like that you can talk to, those smart speakers Amazon makes, a few other companies, you just tell it to play KUAW and you'll hear our shows. We've got a lot of shows and music that plays 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So all you have to do is tell Alexa to play KUAW, and it'll play KUAW radio. It calls it Kuaw, which I don't understand, but I guess that's the way phonetically it works. But it says Kuaw from TuneIn, and it'll play it. So check us out. You can listen to us in your car. If you've got a car that has Bluetooth capabilities with your cell phone, you just bring that up. Go to TuneIn, get KUAW, and we'll come over your speakers just like any other radio station in town. So if you've got a car that is Bluetooth enabled, then you can play KUAW as you drive. And we'd like for you to take us with you everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, yes. We'll be entertaining, we'll be fun, and we'll also try to give you a little bit of knowledge in the process. So I'm going to get ready to come back and tell you a little bit more about how you can support what we are doing and help this organization and help this project, which is a community project, KUAW Radio, help it to grow. I see that somebody says it doesn't look like, oh, no, that's Mildred there. It says it doesn't look like he's taking it too good, Yeah, I think that's definitely the truth, that we've got and it's always hard to lose. I mean, even in grade school, if you were on the kickball team that lost or anything like that, it's a little downheartening. But, as we grow, as we get a little older, at least we try to learn sportsmanship to where we can graciously accept a loss. And that's part of our growing, is that you learn that you're not going to win every time. That there's times when things just won't go your way. The ball doesn't bounce the way you wanted to. You didn't make the goal or the winning shot at the end of the game and become the hero. But sometimes you just lost. You just lost. And when it's done, it's done. I mean, you cry over it for a minute and then you move on. And it's the same way with victories. I mean, when you win or when you come out, most people don't like somebody to keep going around talking about we won all the time. If you won, you won. Celebrate as they do in sports. You celebrate for a day or two, but then you get ready for the next challenge. And that's the way we should all be in life. We may be successful at a goal. We reached our goal. We did something that we had set our hearts on doing. But after we've done that, it's time to take stock and get ready to do the next thing that comes along. That's true in failure. That's true in success, is that we can't rest on our laurels. We can't rest on the fact that, yeah, we did a good job and stuff. Yeah, you can get a pat on the back and take a victory lap, but then it's time to move forward. And if you lose, you ain't supposed to just lay down and cry about it all the time. You know, you'll be down for a while. It might have you knocked off your feet for a little bit, but then you're supposed to say, okay, now I got to get up and either do something else or do that better, but I got to keep moving. You know, that's what life's about. We can't stop. We can't get stuck in a loss. We can't get stuck in a victory. No, life constantly moves along, constantly moves forward. So that is what we've got to do. That's what this country has to do. You know, we've been set back on our heels by this coronavirus. I mean, that's been a big one, you know, and stuff. But, you know, we got to keep moving. You know, yes, it's bad. Yes, it's terrible. And it's something we've never been through before. But at some point, we have to still say, okay, but we're going to keep going. You know, we can't throw up our hands, can't throw in the towel. We have to say we're going to keep going. We got to do something else. We got to find a way to try and adjust to this. We got to find a way to make things happen, even in a bad situation. So hey, Mr. President, just go ahead and suck it up and get ready to move on. Don't get mad at everybody around you. So, you know, give them a break, because they've lost too. You know, they're on your team, so the team loses together. You know, it doesn't lose as individuals, not just the president, but it's the whole team. But I'm going to take a quick break, come back for the last few minutes of the BFTAA and More show, and talk about a little bit of the support that we would like to receive from those of you that are listening, those of you that have been supporters before, and those of you that may be brand new to it. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. All right, you're listening to KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. We don't only bring you videos on Facebook and YouTube, but listen to our audio only, where you'll get shows like Cheryl Underwood and Blues Time in the City. You can pick us up at www.kuaw.org or go to the TuneIn app and search KUAW. Listen to us. We're on 24 hours a day. That's KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. And this is what you hear every day from noon till 2. Don't miss the Cheryl Underwood Show.
It's the jump off. Welcome to the Cheryl Underwood Show.
That's what I'm talking about, Courtney Black. Where are we going, Kyle Irby?
George R. Smith College in Sedalia, Missouri was open from 18.
It's Courtney Black with the facts on Cheryl Underwood Radio, and you are in the entertainment segment with Courtney and Kyle. It's time for a social media shout out. Today I'm shouting out from Instagram my girl Donna Webster. What's up, Donna? We appreciate you, girl. If you want me to shout you out, follow us on Instagram at Cheryl Underwood Radio.
You are listening to KUAW Radio, home of the all-new Jamal Bakes Show, and I'm Jamal Bakes, and thank you so very much for listening to the station bringing you talk, news, entertainment that you won't get anywhere else. KUAW, in, of, and about our community.
This is comedian Janelle Banks, and you are listening to KUAW, Kansas City.
This weekend is the last weekend before Thanksgiving, and on Blues Time in the City.
You say I be bashing men's.
Man bashing? That's Miss Jody. Man bashing. She's talking this weekend, and Tina Turner's birthday is on Thanksgiving Day, so we're showing Tina much love. Join me, Roger Bailey, for Blues Time in the City. Your weekend stop for the best in blues and Southern soul. This weekend, right here.
KUAW listeners, this is Carl Boyd for Wave Your Grades, coming to you every Saturday from 1 until 2
All right. Yes.
The Vice President introduced mission of astronauts, progress on hardware for upcoming Artemis missions. And
there you go. Yeah, I'm back. I'm here. Biden Pence trying to take some of my thunder and stuff. Yeah, he's got a few more days in there, but you got to get it over with. Hey, was also checking on Yahoo News, a story from David Knowles, and it says that the Electoral College results confirm it. Joe Biden is the next president, as if we didn't know that already. But the 538 members of the Electoral College cast their ballots on Monday, the day nominated step in confirming President-elect Joe Biden's victory over Donald Trump in the November election. In Georgia, a state Biden was able to flip in 2020, former Democratic gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams took the roll call of electors and announced that the state had cast its electoral votes for him. I am pleased to announce that Joseph R. Biden has received 16 votes for President of the United States, Abrams said. As more members of the Electoral College cast their votes around the country, the drama-free proceedings resembled previous elections in which the results were a foregone conclusion. At a little after 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when California cast its 55 votes, Biden crossed the 270 vote threshold needed to officially be declared the president. Despite pressure from Trump and his legal team to convince the Republican legislatures in battleground states to appoint slate of electors who would overturn the popular vote, none obliged. Biden was on track to receive his 306 votes compared to 232 for Trump. Coincidentally, the same margin Trump won in 2016, which he has characterized as a landslide. Stung by Biden's victory, Trump has relentlessly claimed that it was the result of electoral fraud. But the outcome was all but sealed on December 8th, the safe harbor day, deadline to resolve any outstanding disputes about the results. That left the formality of casting the electoral votes that had already been decided. Still, even on the day that the Electoral College confirmed his loss, Trump continued to push baseless conspiracy theories about the election results in social media posts immediately flagged as containing misinformation. Yeah, he hasn't given up. So it just happened a little while ago. It's at 4:30 Eastern time, so that'd be 3:30 here in Kansas City. So it's been a little bit that it happened, but he's got enough votes in the Electoral College. And all the Senate and Congress has to do is now count the votes again to reaffirm it, and it'll be over. So that's about that. So as we go towards January and the new year, we can look for an inauguration, which is going to be quite different than any of them that we've ever seen, because we're gonna still under the pandemic. And as speaking of the pandemic, we have the vaccines that are available. One nurse, I believe was in New York, was the first one to get vaccinated. Happened to be an African American, or I don't know if she was African American, but she was definitely of African descent, and an African doctor who was giving her the shot. So that was the first coronavirus shot that was given by a black doctor to a black nurse. Now, that didn't just happen by accident. They did that on purpose to help get African Americans to feel comfortable about the vaccine. Yes, they want us to make sure, or they want us to feel comfortable about getting the vaccine and not to go to lengths of not getting it and to continue to suffer from this virus. Now, there are pros and cons to that. Some people think that we shouldn't take the vaccine. Some think that we should. I happen to be in the camp that thinks that we should, but that's just me. The views and opinion of the host of the BFTAA and More Show are not the views and opinions of KUAW Radio, but it's the way I feel about it. But yeah, they're trying to encourage you to take the vaccine. So as it comes that time, and you may get a chance to make that decision yourself, though, you have to weigh on protecting each other and protecting yourself and your family. It's definitely an authorized drug, but it's not an approved drug. One thing was listening is that when they give emergency use authorization, that is different than giving FDA approval. So this is still a drug that has not been long-term tested and those things. So they're saying that, yes, it's an emergency We can be vaccinated. We should even be vaccinated. But they didn't want to say that it's been through all the long-term tests, that it is an approved vaccine. So there is a slight difference in being authorized and being approved. So, stay abreast of the news. Language means a lot. The way things are wrote up. So it is not an approved drug, but it is authorized. It has authorization that we can use it. It has been tested extensively, but it has not undergone all the long-term testing, because if you do that, you'd have to wait another year to see how the people that have taken it last. And if you want to go through the pandemic for another year, that would be very interesting. I mean, a lot of us are climbing the walls now. So just think about it. If you had to wait until this time next year before you could even start taking it, or even a year after, 2 to 3 years. So, we have to weigh all of that. So it's not without caution or without, really giving it some thought. But there is a vaccine that has now started being distributed, and people are getting shots here in the United States of America. I think some of the vaccine has already arrived in Kansas City, or they were expecting it to arrive at Truman Medical Center and at the VA hospital today. So, yeah, the vaccinations will start. Now, I did also hear, too, that if you've been vaccinated, you still don't want to be around people that haven't been vaccinated because you may still be able to spread the disease. One doctor that was on the radio today, though, was saying that now if you and the person you're with have both been vaccinated, then she felt that it would be okay for you to be around each other, two people that have been vaccinated. But one person being vaccinated around others, then you should still protect yourselves the same. If both people are vaccinated, so that would be, you should be able to be around each other. So, we have to put all of that together. It's been getting really interesting. I think all of us have learned a lot more about vaccines and about viruses than we maybe ever cared to know. But I wanted to tell you, and that's what I was alluding to, is supporting KUAW Radio. This is a user-supported radio. If you listen to this radio station, if you listen to some of our shows and you have shows that you really like and you enjoy the host, or if there's some music that's being played that you really like, or some of our syndicated shows, then we at KUAW need your support. We need your support to keep this going and to make it better. So this can grow, but we need your support. We need your support financially, and we need your support through calls, through letters, through emails. Get in touch with us. Let the show hosts, let the DJs that are putting on these things know that you enjoy what they're doing. People would like to hear that what they're doing is of benefit. So if you can, drop a letter, KUAW985@gmail.com. Send us an email there. Or just say something on Facebook to support KUAW Radio. Say that you listen to it. Listen to us on YouTube. We can use more listeners on our YouTube channel. So go to KUAW Space Radio on YouTube, or tell those friends of yours that say, well, I don't have Facebook, I don't like Facebook, and stuff. Tell them to go to YouTube and listen, because we want to build up our listenership, we want to build up our financial donations, and we want to build up this station. And you can help. You're the main catalyst to growing this station, for us to have top-notch equipment, for us to have more shows, and to have better lighting and all of that. And we need the support from the community. So if you like us, if you like what you hear, if you like what we're doing, support us. Tell your friends about it. Share. When we come on with one of these shows, do a watch party. It doesn't have to be the show that you watch all the time, another show, but start a watch party up. Invite more friends to listen to us. Say, hey, check this out. You may pick something up. You may learn something. So we're asking you to contact KUAW Radio. Let us know either on Facebook or by leaving a voicemail at 816-599-6893, or just hollering at the different shows when they're on and putting a post in there saying that, hey, we appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. So, yeah, that's my plea. That's what I want you to do. We've enjoyed what we've been doing for the past 5 years, and we're getting ready to go into our 6th year. of KUAW Radio, and we want to continue to do this year after year. I don't have a deadline set on it, so we want to keep doing what we do here at KUAW Radio, but we want to offer you more and better listening and watching enjoyment. So thank you for watching today. That's all of the show for today. Stay tuned for, well, we don't have B. Michael tonight, so our next live show here will be at 7 o'clock with Skrill Town. So stay tuned for Skrill Town and listen to some of the Christmas music, some of the smooth jazz, and even some of them blues that we have right here at KUAW Radio. We appreciate you. We'll be back here again next Monday, 5 to 5:45. This is the BFTAA and More Show with your host, George Walker, a.k.a. Scatter. Talk to you later. All right, you're listening to KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. We don't only bring you videos on Facebook and YouTube, but listen to our audio only, where you'll get shows